Nigeria, United States begin moves to address nation CPC designation. Last year, we were given the title country of particular concern. It's about time that label is removed. So yeah, looking forward to what comes out of this. Tinubu to Osun, go out to vote candidate of your choice on Saturday without fear.
From the Daily Trust newspaper, Osun poll APC campaign politician no swore on Quran for Kwankwaso joins APC. DG's nephew killed another shot.
That is in Osun State due to the pre-election tensions that are occurring in Osun State. In the Vanguard newspaper, we have bandits kill 2, abduct 6 in Katsina, Benue. In Katsina, also in the Vanguard, we have Benue hospital abduction. Police recover missing newborn, arrest suspects.
Moving on to the Premium Times, bandits kill 2, abduct 6 in Katsina. Under Okpe Bolo, Edo debt rises, now Nigeria's 6th most indebted state.
That's interesting. Now Nigeria's 6th most indebted state. Okay. In the Nation newspaper, we have US Nigeria CPC meeting, how we are combating banditry, kidnapping by DC, that is the IGP of police, saying that INEC Osun governorship election will be transparent. Those are the headlines from the Nation newspaper.
From the Cable, Makinde picks ex-DSS DG Lawal Daura as running mate, says choice will strengthen security. Also from the Cable, 3 killed as herders clash with youth in Plateau community. You're muted for me.
Beg your pardon, you didn't know that. In the Daily Post, we have Oyo local government election. APM candidates drag party to court over alleged plans to conduct fresh primary. Also on the Daily Post, we have 2027 Rivers ADC vows to resist intimidation after threats against members.
From the Tribune newspaper, APM candidate withdraws from #Osun decides 2026, backs Adeleke. Osun poll, soldiers please, NSCDC, EFCC flood states.
Okay, in the pen pushing newspaper, we have gunmen kill nine travelers in Niger State. We must eradicate smuggling to save local industries, says customs boss. These are the headlines for this morning. Quite a few of them have been interesting. Case in point, the ICPC one, case in point, the Benue Hospital abduction, case in point, under Akpebolo, Edo debt rises. Quite a few ones are quite interesting. Our eyes are peeled basically to see what is going to be going on in the polity. Okay, we're going to slide right into the headlines for this morning. Quite a few things have been happening since Monday, or since last week, with regards Osun State and the election. But then, like we promised on Monday, we have our analyst Emmanuel Olade joining us today tomorrow is the election. That's basically it, and we shall get into it. Good morning, Emmanuel. How are you this morning?
Hi, Fumi. Good morning. Trust you are doing very okay this beautiful Friday morning. Thank God it's Friday. And
It's Friday.
basically, hope you have good plans for the weekend.
Well, I have work tomorrow. I have a shoot tomorrow, and then I have my cousin's wedding. So his work, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do, but tomorrow is going to be very, very busy for me. But we full ground. We are able. What about you? What are your plans for the weekend?
Probably I have some events to attend, and I'm currently in Illinois, so I have things to attend to.
No, you're not telling me you're traveling now, but okay. I'm a
Just
mother.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let's get into it this morning. Emmanuel, since the last time we saw, quite a few things have happened. Number one is, I think top of the list would be Senator Fadaunsi speaking, threatening to is he canvassing people and saying, look, kill anybody you see from Accord with votes. He's now come back to say, initially, yesterday or 2 days ago, he said it was AI. Today, he has doubled back and said, oh no, that he's a Yoruba man, but maybe Igbo people and Hausa people misunderstood him. And I'm like, I remember Buki on Wednesday saying, do you take us for fools? That's literally what she said. Like, do you think we are fools? Because what do you mean about this? On Tuesday, when we had Adeyemi, we talked about what residents are saying about Adeleke, the things he has done. There were varying reactions about the things that he has done. As at yesterday, it was Jingir coming out to say, look, Nigeria is a Muslim state. I mean, different conversations have been had since Monday. Now, yesterday, the APC rally happened in Osun State, and Akpabio, the Senate president, had quite a few things to say on behalf of the president. And I was like, sometimes you hear what our government officials say, and I want to say that why am I surprised? But at the same time, I'm surprised because I'm like, why would you say these kinds of things? He had talked about linking how Osun State should be an APC state because it will be better linked to the center. And I was thinking, I did ask Sumbo and Boogie these questions, that should it matter who is the candidate of which state and which party? Should it matter if all of us are supposed to be fighting for a better Nigeria, or if the job is really to serve Nigerians? But quite a few things have been said. Emmanuel, tomorrow is the election. There has been an increase in police officials, security personnel moved to Osun State because, we've been seeing sightings of violence here and there. Yesterday, allegedly, the nephew of the DG was killed in Ekausa, in Ediosa, in Osun State. There's so many things happening in Osun State. What say you? Because I remember that I asked you on Monday, like I asked all the analysts this week, does this mean we should expect worse come 2027? Or if we're able to get the hang of this one, we might be able to see a great election come 2027. I know I've asked many questions, but feel free to start from wherever. Go ahead.
Well, let me pick up from where you said the Senate president spoke on behalf of Tinubu and said, oh, people should go about their security and all. I think he's been partisan because he came there to campaign, told Osun people to vote for someone, and he's telling them that the president is committed to a free and fair election. I think in Nigeria, we always make the mistake of saying the president should be committed to a free and fair election. The president is a party man, and he participates in party politics. He will want party supremacy over any other thing. I think why we always shout the president to ensure free and fair election. I can't be in APC accord and then my party man that is having an election, I would not campaign or try to help him win. We make that mistake a lot in Nigeria, and we put it at the doorstep of the president. It belongs to a political party. We've seen presidents going to campaign for governors in their states. Buhari was in Osun to campaign for Ogboyega Oyetola during his first tenure. Do we say Buhari is committed to a free and fair election that is openly campaigning for a candidate? No. I think those who are committed to a free and fair election should be the institution. But we don't have the institution. When we say free and fair election, it should be the work of Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to give us free and fair election. But Nigerians don't trust in them. When we say in a free and fair election, it should be the work of security agencies to remain neutral in this scenario. So when people say the president is committed, I was just laughing at the Senate president committed, that you are telling people to vote your candidate. No, that is not commitment. See, that's why Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "What you do speaks so loudly
Mm.
in my ear, I cannot hear what you say." They are saying it, but they are doing things differently. And
Mhm.
for me, I don't pick what people say. If you know me, you know I don't pick what people say, because people can tell you good morning, but you have to see how they do the good morning to you. So
Mm.
what you do speaks so loudly. What they are doing speaks so loudly that I cannot hear what they are saying. So when you look at it, I just look at that as a joke. And a lot has been happening with this build up to the August 15th election in
Election.
off cycle election in what's it called, in Osun
Osun
State.
State.
15,000 policemen has been deployed, but let me tell you, there's still going to be rigging, there's still going to be vote buying, there's still going to be voter apartheid, there's still going to be intimidation of voters. We see the same circle playing out. We see security agency saying that, oh, we've deployed. We are going to see the eagle fly. I'm talking about the EFCC. But every election that the eagle has flown, the eagle has not seen a lot. And don't forget, the eagle is one of the strongest animals. The eagle gets to live about 70 years. And that's why they describe eagle as one of the animals human being can be. Even the Bible says, they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up like eagles. They shall fly. It's only the eagle that flies and is not tired. The only eagle that can take off from Nigeria and fly to the Caribbean is not tired. I can fly at high altitude, but you know the eagle will be there that day, they will not see anything. It's just, see, when we speak about election circle in Nigeria, it's just the same thing repeating itself. My worry is just that the Osun election, as you've asked, should not be a template for what is to come in 2027 general election, because it's about to be a dress rehearsal. Osun is going to be a dress rehearsal.
Hmm.
And I pity Adeleke, because the man has danced, he has fought. Maybe he's going to have one last dance to victory, or one last dance out of the office. But I urge Osun people, what you can do is for you to defend your vote. Stay with your vote. Not only staying with your vote, please don't take rise for vote buying. Before I go down into the basic analysis of the candidate for the election,
Mhm.
because this is very important, very, very important to Osun people. You need to set a template for us for what is to come in the 2027 general election. You need to ensure that you give us an election that we can look at and see that it's going to be an improvement when we're having the 2027 general elections.
Mhm.
All the APC governors, the who and who in the APC, they've landed in Osun. And why Osun is very important is the fact that Boyega Oyetola, who belonged to the Tinubu's family, lost his re-election bid.
4 years
And
ago.
one unique thing about Osun, it is the same thing that we've experienced in in the time past. Only one governorship candidate has returned for a second term, and that's Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola. Bisi Akande did not return. Olagunsoye Oyinlola did not return for a second term. Rauf Aregbesola came and did 2 terms. Gboyega Oyetola returned back to the status quo of them not returning. Now, is APC going to take over, or we have two governors in this present democratic setting that would return for a second term in Osun State? So a lot is at stake in Osun, and it is going to be a whole lot of things looking at the election taking place tomorrow, is even tomorrow, because the violence that has even marred the campaign season in Osun has not been fair on the citizens of Osun, who
Mhm.
only are looking at exercising their fundamental human rights. And who are the perpetrators of this violence? Political affiliated group who are affiliated to political leader. You mentioned what Senator Fadahunsi said the other day, and he came out saying it was AI. A very confused man. See, to whom the God wants to make mad, how do they put it? They will first turn your head. The gods does not turn people mad easily, they turn your head. But because of the lack of strong agency in Nigeria, Fadahunsi was just invited for questioning to fulfill all righteousness. They just invited him for questioning to fulfill all righteousness, and then they let him go. He was even saying that they should record him. I find it hard that Nigerian politicians do not see what they have done as a thing to woo the people, but to put out intimidation, oppression, and the instrument of violence to ensure that citizens who they are meant to govern and who they are also a part of are put into this mess, which is very bad. Leaving Father Onsi case, because Father Onsi himself was with Adeleke before he decamped. Because see, if you look at Osun, what brought Adeleke into power was people coming together to take out Gboyega Oyetola from the office. And what Adeleke has done is now going to be judged this Saturday. Whether he has done it well, that the people will vote for him and defend the votes, or whether he has not done it well. This is his third attempt. The first one, Gboyega Oyetola won by simple margin. We all know what happened. Election was declared inconclusive in some areas, and when the results came, everything changed. But now we are having three front runners in this election: the candidate of the ADC, the candidate of the APC, and the candidate of the Accord Party. Now, if the PDP had survived and they have been a strong institution, Adeleke would not be speaking as the candidate of Accord Party. But the failure of the PDP to establish itself as the candidate of as a political party in Nigeria that can be taken serious after ruling Nigeria for 16 years is where they find themselves. And it reminds me of a speech by one of the party gladiators back then that said they will rule Nigeria for years to come, and shortly they crumbled. When men speak with pride, God laughs in heaven. And the same PDP that cannot even put their house in order. Now, Adeleke running on their Accord is going to have a lot of things to do. Now, in Osun, you have about 2.3 million registered voters, and I think about 1.9 of them has picked up their permanent voters card. But don't be surprised that the number you see is going to be less than 1 million, or even less than 800,000, because the remaining people will choose to not exercise their fundamental human rights and contribute to democracy and governance, but yet they are waiting to complain that the election is not free and fair, or that the candidate they supported is not voted in. But you can't support a candidate without also supporting him fully to the polls. We do that a lot. We shout, oh, is Obi, is Atiku, is Tinubu, but we don't support them fully to the post. That's why the last general election for the presidency had the lowest number of voters decide who becomes the president of Nigeria. Now, let's look at these candidates, because we have 15 candidates. I'm just picking the top 3, because you can't even expect me to pick candidates that even their family members will not vote for them. But in their right, they have the right to contest, and they are contesting. Now, Bola Oyebamiji, Adeleke, and Najim Salam, these are the 3 major candidates. And one thing that has happened is the fact that Adeleke is trying to push his 5-point agenda, but calling it reloaded. I say same thing that Tinubu is trying to give us renewed hope, where he should have given us hope instead of renewed in the first place. If we have hope, then we can renew our hope later. Maybe 2027 will be time to renew our hope, but they gave us hope, renewed hope. And now what we are just asking for in 2027 is just give us hope, take the renew away. And then you have the Bola Oyebamiji, who has a prosperity agenda as his manifesto. And Najim Salem has a 10-point agenda as his own manifesto. Now, let's look at Ademola Adeleke, who happens to be the incumbent governor, but who is suffering because he doesn't have the full power of incumbency, because the central and everything seems to be against him. Don't forget that he has been at loggerhead with the commissioner of police in Osun State for quite a while. And they brought in, I think we have about 9 commissioners of police in Osun State for this election. I'm saying these numbers so that when you wake up on Saturday and you start seeing things coming, you will ask yourself, where are the 15,000 policemen deployed in Osun State? What are the 9 commissioners or about, I can't get their numbers now, doing in Osun State? What is the AIG doing in Osun State? Because you will see all these numbers, they will tell you we've deployed from Kwara, we've deployed, we've done this, it's deployment upon deployment. But at the end of the day, you ask yourself, what exactly is happening?
Mm.
Now, Adeleke enjoys support from the civil servants. And it's very simple. During Aregbesol's time and during Oyetola's time, which Ambo, that's the Bola Oyebanji,
Yeah.
served under it as commissioner, they were not paying workers their full salary.
Yeah.
Workers were getting half-cut salary, but after that, as they call Aregbesola, pays half-cut salary to workers. And Boyega Oyedola came in, was not able to clear the backlog, was not able to pay the workers their salary. And we have Oyebamiji, who served under the administration, I think as commissioner for finance or something. So I think he's saying that if you serve there and they pay you half salary and they can't clear your backlog, it's coming back to continue the job that they left undone.
Mm.
But what actually pushed workers and trade union and labor union to Adeleke's side is the fact that he came, cleared the backlog, and started paying them their full salary. So civil servants in the state are mostly aligned
With him.
with Ademola Adeleke. The NLC, TUC, and all are with the Accord Party. Then the governor is also looking at his achievements in infrastructure across the senatorial district. What he has done is the fact that he has ensured that there is at least development. Some school of thought would argue that he practiced nepotism by putting majority of the development in the Ede axis. But he has ensured that there is something in 3 local governments. Though I don't know what is wrong with Nigerian leaders and flyover. But he has also given Ife their first flyover. So this is something we need to look at also. And then the support of some traditional rulers. See, I always say that the death of the traditional stool in Nigeria is the association of traditional rulers with politics. And when you associate yourself with politics, you lose your voice. The Oba of Ede, the King Timi of Ede, has said it point blank. They are voting the Adeleke, but you can't fault him because the Adeleke has brought more development to Ede than any other person, even before Ademola became governor. The Ataoja of Osogbo, despite advice from Soviet, has also stood firm behind Ademola Adeleke, saying he has brought some things. While our controversial man, the Olu of Iwo, has stood behind APC, Ebamiji. I like the Oni of Ife, he has remained neutral, accommodating everybody. But the Ikire king has also stood behind Ebamiji because he's from there, Akire of Ikire. But the truth is, we cannot be having our traditional institution involved in politics because it pollutes the seat upon which they are sitting. So when politics is used to remove traditional rulers, I don't pity them. And then we have the Turaki-led version of the PDP also supporting Adeleke. I don't know whether those ones, they have a structure anywhere. They're supporting Adeleke. Now, let's look at a critical factor in this election. Iyola Omishore, the man who comes from Ife, and who hasn't been happy with the way the APC has handled the primaries within the APC. They've reached out to him, they've begged him, but I watched him yesterday, but he never fully declared, even at the APC rally, whether he's supporting Oyebamiji. But some of his loyalists, who happens to be commissioner, even during Oyetola's time, or some of them have defected to Accord Party. I think why some are in the APM. You also have the former governor, Olagunsoye Oyinlola, who was with Adeleke before, but has now switched to be with the APC. Now, where is going to be the battleground? The advantage should be Osun West Senatorial District. Adeleke won that place very well in 2022. But interestingly now, what we have is the fact that the APC candidate is also from that place. But the Ede federal constituency, which is where the governor is for, I think in Ede we have Ede North, Ede South, Badori and Ejigbo local government. And I think the number of registered voters there is over 300,000. So expect high number coming from there. Maybe when they bring out the number, you might be seeing over 200 plus votes coming. And out of that 200 votes, maybe over 100,000 or close to 200 will be for Ademola Adeleke. So this is a major advantage for him. Now, what happened is the fact that Ijesha land also will be a major talking point for Adeleke. Ijesha land is going to be a major talking point. Osun Central, Atauja supported him. Secretary of State, that was I said the other day, Teslim Igbalaye, is also from there. So you look at it. Now, what are the challenges that Adeleke will be facing? Adeleke has been accused of nepotism, of saying that he favors indigene from the Ede axis in Osun State. Then I don't know what happened to Adeleke, because he had almost all these big weights with him. But how they left, I don't know. Wale Oke also was a very big weight. But they said, I don't know, which I can't confirm, that the way Adeleke's sister handles and speak to these political gladiators is not something they can take, because they believe they are the one that run. But Adeleke is just there doing the dancing and the willing. But the way they said, the elite don't have problem with the Adeleke family. Adeleke family are very good with the elite because they are part of the elite in Nigeria. But I think they have a problem with some of the Adeleke family who have involved themselves in governance, not the governor himself, but that the governor has not gotten the liver or the courage to caution. So the APC candidate on his own, Oyebamiji, enjoys the support, of the APC, the central government. And they would see, they are going to try and ensure there is victory for him. So one thing is the fact that he also has lawmaker like Senator Francis Fadahunsi, who spoke the other day. And Francis Fadahunsi, all of them, I think they are from Osun East Senatorial District. I mentioned Ijesha, that is going to be a battleground for them. We have Wale Oke, who I mentioned at that time, who is from Ijesha. And I think Taufik Ajile Soro or something, I think is from Ife. So when you look at them, these are people who were with Adeleke before but moved. So now, from what was it called? For Oyebamiji is looking at enjoying support because he has some incumbency power also from the legislators. And legislators are one of the top grassroots politicians that we have in Nigeria, because they focus mainly on their constituency and they try to keep up with whatever is happening in their constituency. Now, what we should be looking at is the fact that this election, for me, I believe is going to be a template for what is to come in 2027.
Okay.
So how this election turns out, and political parties, if Adeleke is able to weather the storm and win this, maybe the likes of NDC and ADC will have to take something away from Adeleke's playbook. Because he himself has been talking tough, he has been fierce. I was watching his now where he said, I'm a bulldozer, I don't care, I don't do this. Hitting at Monday or Pueblo. And that one that said he danced or hitting at Monday or Pueblo and all. And I'm seeing someone that is not backing down without a fight. Despite not having other governors as his support, despite not having top politician and as his support, because now even the ADC candidate has more top politicians as support system than Ademola Adeleke, because you can see Atiku David Mark, you can see all of them, teaching towards Najim Salam. So that is one of the problem. But one thing that would affect the election is Osun Central. And whosoever wins Oshogbo or Olorunda, is Olorunda local government now, is likely to win that election. And Senator Ajibola Bashi, who is the national, what is his name? National Secretary, yeah, of the APC, is from that axis. So it is going to be a whole lot. But don't let me put Najim Salam as an outsider in this election. His advantage is Aregbesola grassroots appeal. Aregbesola has a very strong grassroots appeal, especially of Osun West Senatorial District, where he hails from. So those who left APC, grassroots politicians who left APC with Aregbesola are with Najim Salam. And that might help him. But I see the fact that he's a spoiler in this election and he has an outside chance because I don't think the ADC has the capacity to cover the whole of Osun and penetrate. So the major thing is the fact that civil servants might not even go to Najim's side because they are here to forgive Aregbesola. But civil servants in Osun will tell you that they saw hell during Aregbesola's time. They have cut salary. He built Osun, he opened up Osun, see all the express you see in Osun, entering Osun, that is not one way, it was Aregbesola. The school in Osun was Aregbesola, but one thing Aregbesola failed to do is take care of the human resources in Osun and take care of the Osun civil servants. So it is going to be a very serious one on I want to say on Saturday, but Saturday is tomorrow. This is going to be a very serious one. And I think what we should just do is we should keep our fingers crossed, hope for a free and fair election, which is not in the dictionary of Nigeria election circle. But hope for a peaceful election with least violence, which I can hope for. Am I hoping for a free and fair election? I don't want to dream on the island and go to the source of River Niger in Futajalon Island and think that I am under the fall, waiting to be swept away by the River Niger. No. That is the irony. You can't dream of a free and fair election. What you can dream of is an election that it's not mad with real violence, it's not mad with hard violence, and that the security agency are neutral. But the questions of political students we ask is, can security agents be neutral in Nigeria election cycle? Expect cash to flow. Expect people to sell their 4 years for rice and bread. Expect people to sell their children's future right to education for it has improved now for about 10,000 naira. Expect 4 years to be sold at the pool. Nigerian politicians have found a way to tinker with the thought of Nigerians when it comes to election, and they know how Nigerians think. So that is the problem we have. But for me, Osun election is going to lay down a bit of template on how Nigeria election will go in 2027. 30 local government area, 323 wards, 3,763 polling units. If 3,600 can be peaceful, I will give Osun election a pass mark. Out of the world, if you can have 300 or 290 peaceful, they can have a pass mark. But expect a lot to happen, because I still remember vividly the election that brought in Gbega Itola that was declared inconclusive, the one that brought in Adeleke. It has always been that. Aregbesola is there to prove a point that he can stand alone and become a godfather political gladiator himself. Is that going to work? Well, Saturday will tell. But I have a warning for Osun people. As much as you do it, ensure that the result of major areas are announced tomorrow and there's no overnight announcement. Because any result that is into Sunday morning, Adeleke might actually go and watch Thriller for Michael Jackson. His name is also Jackson. And have a dance. Maybe out of the government house in Osun. But it should be careful that elections should not tit over into the following day, because that is risky for anybody facing the ruling party.
All right, it is 8 minutes past 8. Beautiful Friday morning, Friday, the 14th of August 2026. The phone lines are now open. You can call us on 07000 or 0800 You can send your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, or your voice notes to 0703 175 6537 or 08155 917 917. Emmanuel, I want to pick this from
Sorry,
your
before you go
point
ahead,
of.
do you want to ask a question on the next headline? Go on, take some messages.
Okay, let's take the messages first.
Yeah, okay. So that because the way we are going,
Mhm.
people have started sending messages from the beginning. Good morning, Nigerians. We must look into must look deep into all the happenings in Osun State, as I've come to believe that with APC's desperation to take over the state, excuse me, they can stage the killings of their own party members and still point fingers to a court. Stop the staging. Did you hear the confession of the APC House of Assembly candidate caught yesterday by the Navy? For me, there is money in that Osun. See bunches and bundles, even local government chairman wives, they share money for voters in Osun. Chai. Tinubu should stop all the satanic hibernation of promises and allow Nigerians to breathe. That is Prince. I can see that Prince is outside the country because he has the flag there. Beautiful weekend to you all in the studio. It is my responsibility to make sure that the refineries work. Please, Mr. President, where is the light you promised Nigerians? Please stop all these fake promises because Nigerians are wiser now. Please, Mr. Tinubu, we are through with you. We are going to vacate your seats come 2027 with our votes. Naira will reign heavily in Osun State election. This is why the governors from APC flooded the state with their allocations to intimidate the people. Can APC governors allow this in their respective states? Oh God, arise and trouble those who are troubling Nigerians. Mayor from Ikotingwe. Thank you so much, Mayor. Oluchigada says Osun should worry every Nigerian. Violence, incendiary rhetoric, allegations of voter inducement, questions over transparency, and a ruling party with the intimidating weight of federal power bearing down on a state election. If this is the rehearsal for 2027, then the warning lights are already flashing because democracy isn't merely about holding elections. That's what Olushika says. Additional Wasiu says, good morning to you in the studio. The election in Osun State will come and go. The state will remain. My advice to the indigents of Osun State is to go and cast their votes to whoever they wish to vote for and not allow anyone use them for violence during and after the elections. And the reason why I like democracy is that it gives anyone, and I like it because it gives anyone the right to speak their mind. You can see now everyone is talking to Mr. President the way they like. These are the people that cannot even control their immediate family members, not to talk of controlling their compounds, but I have to try. That's the beauty of democracy. I shall still use this medium to advise Mr. President to restructure the country because that's the only way this country can go smoothly without much problems. From additional Wasiu. Mike from Ogun State says, good morning, WFM crew. The under-17 didn't qualify for the World Cup. Yes, so sad. The under-20 have been abysmal. The Super Falcons will be going to the World Cup. Yeah. The Super Eagles didn't qualify for the World Cup twice. But wait, it is 4+4. Let's vote for Guzau and its cronies and his cronies, just like the way Tinubu failed and is still running again. APC will still find a way to blame Peter Obi for causing the Super Falcons not to qualify for next year's Women World Cup. Okay, good morning to you in the studio. Mike comes back to say Peter Obi said Nigeria is in trouble. Judges sink on your mandate while pastors pray for criminal politicians. The 3-minute audio silenced all the bad politicians in Nigeria. No one dares to come out and oppose what he said. I triple dare anyone to comment against what he said. Nigeria must be okay. We have a call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning,
Good morning, Evangelist Dixon.
Good morning, Nema. Good morning, Madam. Good morning.
Good morning.
I gave you 100%. I quite agree with all you have said this morning. Thank you. Nigeria problem. Corruption in Nigeria is too much. Though there now, see some people who will collect money and vote. After they come and criticize the government. The future of the sin of those people. It's better you don't collect than collecting or voting for them. don't collect, don't encourage such. Where I always voted, I'm telling you, all these politicians, there's no one that you say is free from corruption. Election cannot be 100% free in every, even in US. But we can make it better. And I believe this election, they are not, don't go to any violence. You mean I don't need to repeat what you have just said. If this one I really done well, because the governors are getting more. Sometimes, many of us, I know, I'm not asking to criticize President Tinubu, but let it be constructive. Governors are getting more money now. More money. Let us hold them accountable. The money, what are they using it for? Are they keeping it for campaign or for what? Are they sharing it to people? It's infrastructure. If this man has done well, will he be afraid in all the local government? Look at Uchi in Nadia. Can't do anything. Those people, they know. Let anybody go and can't do anything. People know who they are going to. If this man has done well, will he be afraid? Look at some people that are with him before, they're no longer with him. And that's why he's afraid. If you are done with I know you campaign, but no matter, before you say you read the election, you must be popular. You're not popular, you cannot read the election. That is it. And there's no political party that they don't read. They read. The highest bidder. That's it. So I believe this election to write this Emmanuel. Let's watch and see. I pray and I believe you. If these people are going there to serve, not for themselves, himself, will they be struggling? Will they be doing what they are doing? If they are going there to serve you, always take one thing from you. You say you are not expecting anything from them, and that's why you are not disappointed. So, I don't expect anything from any politician. I'm my work and then I believe in my work. So let them continue doing whatever they're doing. See, Nigeria must do whatever they do. If you do and get away here, you can't get away from God. Everything one day now, this week to go and ask Solomon. All he has 1,000 wives. At the end, you look at everything, say of vanity, all is that. It's only we don't understand. If you don't understand, we will go to what you are doing. I believe Nigeria will do anywhere we are, please. That change, let it start from us. People do the right thing in Nigeria. It all depends on us. Please, they told you cannot say because others are doing what you should do the wrong thing. It's not that God is working. I've enjoyed this country before, and I still believe. I don't want you to do that. My children are in it. I don't want what they are going. I want a better Nigeria, and that's what we all are hoping for. And I believe that better Nigeria will come. We, you, and I, we do the right thing, and we will accept the right anywhere, whatever. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. Nigeria be great again. Thank you, man. God bless.
Thank you so much. Nima, over to you.
Okay, so we have mostly been speaking to the government and the political stakeholders this morning. I want us to shift to the people of Osun State themselves. If you remember for me yesterday, Ajayi Olusoga said if he has family members in Osun State, he will not let them go out to vote because he wouldn't trust the elections to be safe for them. And now the president has come out to tell the people of Osun State, go out to vote candidates of your choice on Saturday without fear. This kind of shame. Go and vote, exercise your franchise. So my question to Emmanuel this morning is that did the president just come out to say this, go and vote, so it would seem like he is not in accordance with what is happening, he doesn't support what Father Onsi has said, or because they are going to put measures into place to really make the elections safe for the people. Let's note that even members of political parties are being attacked now. Some were injured, some were killed. Over to you, Emmanuel.
Number one is I think I've had interest. I've been following elections for quite a while, and I've covered elections. And when they tell you that there's going to be security, see, one of the safest elections to have in Nigeria and free of rancor, rigging, and all should be the off-circle election, because it's happening just in one location, one state. And when you see one state that is happening, everywhere is militarized. But the truth is, those are the elections that have high number of rigging and all. I started by saying that what you do speaks so loudly in my ear, I can't hear what you say, Rafwado Emerson. They are speaking, but they are doing different things. That has been the case of Nigerian politics. That has been the case of Nigerian leaders. Let's cut down our spending, they buy SUV. Let's do this, they buy private jets. Let's do this, they do another thing. So what you're saying is, see, Nigerians are conditioned to act like slaves in their own country. And the leaders who are part of Nigerians are conditioned to act like slave masters to the citizens. So when you're saying that they've spoken, and this is going to happen, have you not seen police boss before, some of the ex-police boss saying that no more roadblocks, and there's going to be roadblocks. No more police patrol in Mufti, and they even wear slippers on the highway. There's a disconnect between the truth and reality in Nigeria. So if you're expecting the 15,000, the drone sector, the helicopter sector to provide that has been deployed, every arsenal that has been deployed to Osun State, the only people who can guarantee safety are the citizens themselves, because their number is more than those who are coming out. I told you that Osun has about 2.3 million registered voters, about 1.9 have collected voters card. Now tell me, if an election is going up on in Osun and a candidate is leading by 300,000 votes, is that easy to rig? But an election is going on, the candidate is leading with 50,000 votes, 40,000 votes. They don't even need a magician. It's just more abracadabra. And the first shall become last, the last shall become first. That's what you see. So why they always engage in these rhetorics is to put fear in the heart of the city so that they won't turn out. Because low voter turnout enables rigging and makes rigging quite easy for them. That's what Nigerians don't know. They won't turn out. Low voter turnout enables rigging and makes rigging quite easy for them. I promise you on Monday, you will see the number. We'll talk about the numbers of voters turnout. I'm saying this number 2.3, but let's see the total number of voters that will turn out. So it makes it quite easy. So this is why their weapon, they don't have any weapon. The weapon is constant and certain. But Nigerians are not smart enough to understand that this is the way they think. See, there's no innovative way a Nigerian politician thinks. Then they are looking for voter apathy so that voters will not come out, so that there will be low turnout of voters. In the stronghold of their opposition, they are looking at intimidating voters there, so that the opposition will not get high number of votes in those regions. Then they are looking at state resources that they can put to their side that will help them engage in all these things. Then they are looking for willing vessels who would not understand numbers, professors that have written theses, that have done a whole lot, but when it comes to 200 plus 100, it becomes difficult for them to read and pronounce. Yet those professors fail students in school. Obi said something about you the other day, people were laughing, where professors join illiterates to rig, professors help illiterates to rig elections. When INEC decided to start using academicians, that's what they call them now. You have academicians as, you see, academicians or what? But people in the academic sector, professors are no. I beg, I did look for English this morning. When they started involving them, we thought there was going to be a change. We thought these are people with value. But except for those few people who have stood out, you see a form EC8A being dropped, and you see mutilated figures. You see 258 for a political party changing to 28. You see 8 turning to 358 for another political party. Yet, academicians who fight students for plagiarism and use of AI cannot detect that. So it is a whole lot. It is the way the system has been configured. But when the citizens turn out in number and the number is high, it is hard to rig. When the citizens don't sell, I've spoken to the citizens, you listen to me clearly. I said, if they don't sell their right, their 4 years, for a paint bucket of rice, that is if they even give them paint bucket that is for 5,000 now. And it seems much in their eye. See, when you are limited mentally and you don't know you can get much, you settle for a module of Gary. And in the essence, if you do the right thing, the next 1 year, you can get bags of Gary. But when you get that module of Gary, the bags of Gary will not come and the module of Gary that you've gotten will dry up. And then the UN will say Nigeria is sliding into multidimensional poverty from 130 to 150. Why would they not slide? When all Nigerians know how to do is not to look for a change, but a quick fix. And politicians, both within all the political parties on Saturday, will provide them with that quick fix in Osun. But if they take it, the change will not come. They will go home. Some of them will buy goat meat with that 5,000 that night. Some of them will buy a bottle of drinks. They will sit down. They will eat. By Sunday evening, they will be hungry. And by Monday morning, they will be looking for school fees for their children. And by December or next rainy season, the road to their hometown will not be good. They will start doing videos, start calling on radio, and start saying, Eba sọ fún gómìnà wa ọ̀nà kíní kan ọ̀dà. Which ọ̀nà ni ọ̀dà? When you've collected money that they ought to use to repair the road, will it not make his return of investment on you people? That's the irony of Nigerian politics. Good morning.
All right. On that note, we call it a day on today's edition of the Daily News Review, concluding the Daily News Review for this week. To the people of Osun States, we're pleading with you, please don't sell your birthright for what is it, for 1 Congo of Gary or 1 Congo of rice. Think futuristically what's going to happen in 4 years from now. Think about what your life has been. Like Emmanuel will say, 4 years before now and 4 years now. That's the only way that posterity can be kind, and the future will be kind to you. Don't let your children ask you what you were doing when this and that and that and that was happening. We wish, we hope and pray that the elections tomorrow would be devoid of violence, would be devoid of insecurity, would be devoid of any form of killings, and that it would be free, fair, and calm tomorrow. As we all know that everybody, our eyes, we're going to be looking at Osun State tomorrow. So we look forward to the result and to congratulate the winner tomorrow. Emmanuel, thank you so much for your candid opinions as always, objective opinions as always. See you on Monday. As we now deliberate on what had happened, like just tomorrow, and congratulating the winner, whoever the winner might be. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, Emmanuel. Have a great day.
Thank you.
9 o'clock is the news. 9:05 is our lens. Don't go anywhere.